All right.
All right,
So dude,
you started. Ricky, nice to finally meet you. I've heard a lot about you. And first of all, I want to welcome you guys to the channel. It's I know it's different view from what we're usually used to and new faces, but it's a series that I've been wanting to start for a while, a podcast series, and not a lot of people have it in this type of industry. And well, not that I've seen, you know.
Yeah. I mean, dude, this is just you had told me you wanted to have fun with it, and here we are, man. I mean, we're surrounded by some legendary cars. You said you had some questions for me, so I'm glad to answer them for you and for everybody that's watching.
Oh yeah, and also we're here at ASG Miami. Ricky had some pretty cool friends here to lend us out the spot.
Yeah, man, they stand for Auto Source Group, and they pretty much source out the best of the best. I mean, we were just at their other warehouse. We were looking at some roof Porsches and CLK Black Series, just some legendary stuff, dude, which is stuff, what we like, right? Like,
yeah, I mean, I wasn't too familiar with the Porsches, but they're all badass cars, especially these. These are all like super nostalgic. You're used to seeing them in all video games and like GTA and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there's a 3.6 964 in the back, which is like a early 90s turbo.
Yeah.
So that's like pretty much the bad boys car. And dude, yeah, these cars are all badass. Like,
super cool cars.
I don't even know which one of these I would have. I would pick. I think
I'd pick all of them.
Yeah, same. The thing is, I like to drive like and actually, you know, like.
Yeah, and like feel them. Especially this is like stick shift and all.
Yeah, I mean they're gated. All of them. They're all. None of them are automatic. So it's a good part.
All right. So I mean, I guess we'll start off with you.
Sure, man.
Where you? What brought you into this industry and how you started? And
so pretty much I'm in this industry not because it's something that like I got into the industry or anything. It's kind of just been like a gradual progress of I was a little kid and then I just liked cars, like even starting with, you know, playing with these little toy cars on the rug, you know, and just like pretending that you live in this house and then grabbing like the Corvette and driving it over here, stuff like that, and like drifting the little corner on the rug and stuff like that. That's how it all started. And then you know, like 11 or 12 years old, I was like wanting to buy a car already, and I had like from, I don't know, bro, like little honor roll money, or like, you know, like your aunt gives you like 20 bucks for this and birthday money, somebody gives you 60 bucks, whatever.
So saving it up.
Yeah, I just saved it up and I had like $1,000 something, and then I told my parents like, yo, I found this car, it's so sick. It was a 1949 Chevy pickup, and
No way.
Yeah, 1949 Chevy pickup, and it was 3 on the tree, so you would drive it stick shift here. I was like a little kid, bro. I was probably the same height I am now, but 11 years old, right? Yeah, and yeah, man, I bought that. Well, I convinced my parents, and they were super supportive. So went to Alabama, round trip, picked it up, drove back.
Alabama?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
They're like, what do you mean you want to buy a car in Alabama? I'm like, trust me, it's super fire, whatever. We went, we got it, and yeah, dude, after that, I fell in love with a 69 Camaro, so that one I just pretty much got it running, and I would drive it around the block, and that's how I learned how to drive. Like, my parents would just be like, okay, cool, like, take it around the block, and I'd go, and yeah, just been loving cars ever since, man. Did some videos like a couple years ago on YouTube and stuff like that, and started gaining some following through there, and then just the rest is history, bro. Now I just create a lot of content, have some sponsors, have some yearly contracts with the sponsors, so that supports the hobby, you know, like my hobby is buying these cars, modifying them, and doing stuff like that. So having these sponsors kind of like gives you the freedom of like, I don't need to work like a full 9 to 5 or something like this, and then I could use the sponsor money to like build cool shit.
Yeah, it's like a side hustle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that you were working with like Valvoline and stuff. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, man, they're pretty much my main sponsor, I would say. Been with them for like 3-4 years. As soon as they reached out, I was like, what? Nah, this has to be fake. Yeah. And then ended up being real, and here we are. Yeah, I've been to a couple NASCAR races with them, and I mean, we're about to do a Cars and Coffee with them. They're driving a truck down with a bunch of cars from North Carolina for this event. That's why you saw me right before we were doing this podcast. I'm like freaking out about venue. But yeah, man, that's part of what's going on right now.
Damn, I hope that works out. That'll be badass.
Thanks,
man. All those cars there.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the main point, your Ford, what is it, a Model A, right?
Yeah, so it's a 1930 Ford Model A. I bought it visually how it looks, but the car couldn't even drive around the block. Like, it was terrible. Yeah, it didn't have any insulation. The motor was welded onto the frame. So it was
rattling like crazy.
Yeah, and it's an S2000 motor. It's an F20C. So as soon as it turns on, it like rattles a lot, dude. And like turn it on, and immediately, it's like you're getting a massage, but not the good type. You know, it's just like, and your head would like feel like it's gonna explode. Had to get motor mounts. I've got new wheels, new tires. Trying to somehow get it to drive better.
Yeah.
Right, because like.
It's always like that. You're always on that mission.
Yeah.
My F250, and it's the same thing. That thing drives like a tank. But.
Exactly. So trying to get it to drive better, and I just recently, like last week, ordered some new wheels again, because I'm like on my third set, because I've always gone like the cheap route and done.
Cheaper always turns out more expensive.
Yeah, these wheels that like aren't even DOT approved. They're just 15 inches by 14 wide, so it's like not that many wheels I can choose from.
No.
So I usually end up going like wheels for like Jeeps, you know, and some of them aren't like hub centric and all these things, so the car is like wobbly. That's one of the things that I've
been dealing with.
Yeah, I've been dealing with, and hopefully like right before the event is when the wheels are supposed to be done, like 1 or 2 days before the event, and I hope to be able to drive to the event on the new wheels without shaking.
That'd be badass. Yeah, because that's like how most people know you. I mean, that's how I kind of found out about you. I saw this rat rod and I was like, this thing's badass. Like usually you see rat rods with like small blocks or a big block. It's just, typical, but you don't see a rat rod with an S2000 motor and full, like, it looks like a Need for Speed car. You're like, holy crap, this thing is cool.
Yeah, so the motor was already in there, and like I told you, it didn't. So an S2000 motor goes kind of sideways, like from factory, but when they did it, they kind of, I guess, like placed it, and they thought that it was going to be like this, so the oil doesn't even run right, or, you know, it's not the way it's supposed to be. So you have to tilt it a little bit. Then we did custom motor mounts, moved it forward a tiny bit because it was, that's another thing why it would vibrate. It would literally hit the firewall. So imagine it's motor direct to chassis and motor hitting the firewall, and then the tunnel wasn't big enough for the tranny, so everything was just like hitting the body. Wasn't good, but redid all that, and dude, just been changing so many little things about it. So many things that like no one would ever be able to tell, but they're just things that, you know, you have to, you have to do to make the car better, you know?
No, of course, yeah. It's always those little things that you have to do for it to make better. It's not the wheels or the paint that makes a difference.
Yeah, sometimes it's not visually.
No.
You know? So we did, we added a turbo to it, so now it's boosted.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, so it's boosted now, and instead of having the radiator in the front, there's no space because most of these Model A's are open hood, right? This one's enclosed. So when you have it enclosed, there's so much you can fit under the hood. So radiators in the rear, and then we got the intercooler in the front.
Oh no way, that's cool.
Yeah, so it's got all the cooling lines and everything running under the car. Gas tank in the rear as well. Everything has to be custom made because when I got the car, it was just, you know, the stock S2000 gas tank. It was huge for that car. It was taking up a lot of space, and no space for the radiator. And just, yeah, dude, custom make everything.
So that scoop that you have in the back,
it's like functional.
It's all functional. Wow.
Yeah.
That's like a full on. And where has that car gotten you? Like, what has been your journey with that car? What have you done with it?
Man, definitely a lot of exposure. So it's one of those that, like, you know, I've gotten to meet so many great people because of it. I mean, I'm meeting you now because of that car. You said you found me because of that car. So forever thankful for that car. I've gotten crazy offers. I literally get offers like when I have it running that I'm using it often, it's like weekly offers. I've gotten some crazy numbers too that I'm just like,
damn.
Yeah, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. Sometimes I've told myself like, yeah, I'm gonna do it, and then I tell my parents like, I got this offer, I'm gonna do it, and they're like, yo, you're gonna regret it later.
Yeah, they back you
like,
up.
What are you gonna do with that? You're gonna go buy a 911? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like,
it's gonna be like everyone else.
It's gonna be like everyone else has a 911. I'm like, yeah, but that's my dream car, I want it. And I guess I'll keep that one and just keep working my way up to when I get my 911, you know?
Yeah, I feel like you should definitely keep that. That's like your staple car right there.
Yeah.
Like, you think Ricky, you think that Model A.
I love it, man. It's super fun to drive too.
That's super cool. And I saw you were doing like a collab with the Judah guy, Judah's Garage.
Judah's Garage, yeah. Dude was super cool. I don't know how it is that we linked up, but he's like, hey man, can I come down to Miami and shoot with you real quick? I'm like, bro, slide through.
Of course.
He actually got like the last ride in my car because my tranny was acting up in the Model A, and I took him for a spin. And it was like first pull, what? Hit second, I was like,
oh my god.
And we were a block away from my house, and I somehow made it to the house, like everything grinding in there. But yeah, Judah was super cool, dude. Man, it was just a fun guy to chill and film with, really.
Yeah, I found out about him because he has the Rodwave Corvette or whatever that he built, that it was like all crashed. I remember I first saw one of his videos that came up on like the recommended feed.
Okay.
And I saw it and I was like, ain't no way he's gonna rebuild that. Like, I don't know, it just did not look rebuildable. And when he rebuilt that thing, man,
bro, he like rebuilt it and they didn't even have like parts available for it yet.
Oh yeah, because it was brand new too.
Brand new. Yeah, people hadn't even gotten their orders in, and he had bought it already crashed.
And the car is definitely cool, and like how he got to meet Rodwave and everything with it.
Yeah.
See it again.
Very, very cool. I actually, it's funny. I was riding in the Datsun most of the time when he was down here, and he was in his Hellcat that he was giving away, and we were just like running it up and down on the highway, and it was so pretty cool. Badass. His Hellcat sounded sick.
And I saw you have was it a Jeep, that red Jeep too? What motor do you have in that?
It's factory motor, factory 5.0, 304.
No way.
Pretty trashy. Like, yeah, like.
I heard it sounding though.
Oh, it sounds sick. Like, it sounds like it's got 500 plus horsepower. It's got a nasty chop, just like blah, 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 blah. You know, and people turn, look at it. But the car brought like 125 horsepower from factory.
Oh, wow.
So, you can do everything you want to it. You're not going to squeeze much out of it, you know? So pretty much on that Jeep, have stock heads, but I don't even know how to say it in English, like, you know how to say it in Spanish, but like, you know, you resurface them so you give it a little bit more compression.
Yeah.
Forged pistons, Edelbrock intake, the Performer intake. I have EFI in it, the Holley sniper system, everything. Still don't put any power. Like, it sounds sick.
You got it well set up, and it's definitely an eye catcher. I see it, I'm like, damn, that's a nice house.
Yeah, I mean, I bought it just to cruise like down the beach. I've taken it to Daytona, cruising down the beach, and it's just like everyone looks at it, it's all sick, and you're just like riding down the beach and go, whoa, you know, like floor it real quick. It gets sideways just because it doesn't weigh anything, but that's as much as they'll do. But, bro, you can't be mad driving it.
Of course not.
Yeah.
Driving no top, no doors, no windshield.
I know, yeah. Drop the windshield. I learned that lesson faster. You gotta wear glasses for sure.
Oh, yeah. No.
One time I was driving, I'm like, just started getting, get hit by everything.
No.
And it's dangerous too. You can get hit in the eye. Like by a little rock,
going like 60 miles an hour.
Yeah.
It's done. So I saw you got a Banshee, and there's a long story with that, but what happened?
Yeah, dude, so I just shattered my elbow, like both arms are straight right now. This is where I'm at.
That was bad.
But it's actually good compared to where it was at like just a little bit ago, because the accident recently happened, and even at physical therapy they're like, bro, you're doing amazing, how are you healing so quick, and you can barely even see the scar. That's all good, but the bad part is that, dude,
it's swelling, but
yeah, it literally hurts 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
I can imagine.
I woke up like 4 times last night because of it.
I'm thankful. I've never broken any bones.
Yeah.
How you could do that.
I mean, I've broken bones, but never like
shattered that?
Yeah, this was shattered, and it's like a joint. That was the worst part. That was the worst part, but part of the game, bro. Got to charge it to the game, you know. If you're doing things like that, like riding dirt bikes, Banshees,
it's bound to happen, right?
It's bound to happen.
Especially fast ones.
Yeah. So yeah, man, the Banshee, I was not really looking for one, but my buddy they were planning a trip to go ride, and they're like, bro, get one. I'm like, there's no way I'm not gonna get one. But then I started looking, and I found like the one that if I were to get one,
you're like, I guess I have
the
to
one
now.
that was it, which is the 2006, last year that came out in the United States. White, which is exactly how I wanted it back in 2006. And I don't know, man, I was just like, if fuck it, the price is really good too. I gotta have it.
That's it.
And then just like when things are too good to be true, it kind of was, because I bought the bike. It was awesome. Rode it a couple times and the engine started acting up. I looked and bro, one thing led to another. I blew the head, then I did this, and it was just like.
So you have work put into it then, huh?
Yeah, I ended up building the motor, 4 mil stroker Cub block, which means like on a band sheet the blocks are separate. This is one whole block, so it's like I guess bulletproof, like, you know, like it's a lot stronger. Forged pistons, forged rods, cool head, aluminum radiator, high flow water pump. I mean, just.
You went all out.
I went all out.
Like, hey, I might as well. I got a good deal.
I went all out, yeah. And then big carburetors, billet intake. I mean, dude, it's one of those, it's like supporting mods. So like, you're gonna do this, all right, cool. But that's not gonna work without doing this. So like, I tried to do everything without going bigger carburetors, because I wanted to keep my air box and everything, and just like kind of take it into some water and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Dude, you can't build the whole entire motor and have the stock carburetors. So you'd give it gas and be like, bow, and then it'd die out again because they didn't have enough fuel coming in. Had to go big carbs and just. I didn't even want to do that, bro. It's just like
one thing adds to another. It's like
supporting mods, bro. It's like those are what kill you.
Yeah,
you know?
No, for sure. But I mean, at least you have a badass bike. Is it good now? Like ever since the accident?
It's a little bent, but I'll just like me, but we'll fix it.
Supporting mods.
Yeah. I got to put it back together. Like. It's not bent this way, it's just like the top radiator mount is a little bent this way, and plastics got beat up, but...
You need some physical therapy.
Yeah, I already got the new plastics for it, and I have everything to make it brand new again. It's just, bro, I want to be able to like, be good.
Do it yourself.
Yeah, do it myself. Like now I can do this, but just recently, like I can't even turn a screwdriver before, so
oh my goodness.
I want to be able to, you know, fix it, and then I want to be able to fix it and ride it.
Yeah, I can't even imagine that. Like, what was going through your head when you first like crashed? Like, did you think that you actually broke something, or you just thought you were fine?
Nah, you immediately know.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, like I fell and I was like, pfft, and my boys were all there because we had just finished riding. So like, the truck was unlocked. My door was open because I was putting some stuff away already. I was lucky I was even wearing my helmet, because I had the radiator, like the radiator line going right into the exhaust, so that when it gets a little hot, the fluid pours into the exhaust and it starts smoking a little bit, and I can tell immediately when it's hot. Right. So that happened, and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna go cool it off. Went to literally a quick spin to cool it off, dude, and out of nowhere, it's just like, I'm going like this, like it came a little bit too much on this side, and I was like, I'll just do a 360. But I did it like if I was in a video game, like instead of like, you know, doing any weight transfer, I was just like, went like that. So now I'm going that way, wheels are turned this way, I'm not leaning this way, I'm just like sitting upright on the bike, and I mean, caught a little bit, went flying.
You went flying.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And then as soon as I landed, I was like, oh, I broke it. 10 feet away from my truck. The trailer, I had even brought the tailgate down on the trailer and everything to load the bike. 30 seconds after, and the bike was off, you know?
Oh my goodness.
That's how it happens, though. That's how those things happen.
That's always what happens. Like when you crash or when you do something bad, it's always like those little moments where it's not even meant to be.
It's just when you get lazy.
Yeah.
Can't get lazy with things.
No, not at all.
You can look at your phone and then cut this, bro. It's not a big, like you can literally cut it, no one would ever be able to tell. That's why you can edit it, so it's good.
Stop it?
Well, no, saying like what I'm going through now, like how has your like YouTube career and you know, social media career been? Like, how did you feel getting that started? And like, you know, I'm getting started now, so I'm not as outgoing.
You're doing great, man.
Like, you know, confident as most people would be, but you know, I know there's all steps and it's all a little bit. But how did it for you? So
I still feel like I'm starting.
Yeah?
Yeah, big time. Definitely feel like I'm starting because I have a lot of friends in it. It's bad to compare, right? So you don't want to compare yourself to other people, whatever.
No, of course not.
But it's like natural human things to do. So I have a couple boys that they have a couple million subscribers on YouTube, and I'm like, damn, that's so sick. How do I get there? But realistically, it's just putting in the work, man. And putting in the work is sometimes hard because, you know.
Of course, just like trying to get content out.
Yeah, trying to get content out, and then there's times that you record a bunch of things, and then you don't even end up doing anything with the video. Like, you don't end up editing it, or then you feel like that content got old, which no one knows online that it got old.
You've had it there for so long.
Yeah, you're like, that happened a whole month ago. Like, dude, no one's gonna know, but it's just mentally,
it's old for you.
Yeah, you gotta go just try and just do it, man. Upload. Some things are gonna hit, some things are gonna be whack, some things you're gonna get made fun of.
And you learn from that.
And then just keep going.
And how long have you been doing it for?
On and off for like YouTube.
Oh yeah, YouTube, everything in general. Like,
I mean, content in general, I don't know, like four or 5 years.
Oh, so you've been in it for a while then.
Yeah, 4 or 5 years.
Feel pretty, I mean, you say you don't feel confident, but I mean for the time.
Yeah, I can get in front of a camera and talk. That's not an issue. Before it was, you know.
I feel like the issue with me, it's like things like this where it's like two people or like we're sitting down, it's cool, but I'll go to like shows and I'll go to big events and stuff, and you'll see me in the corner just like talking there because like people start looking at me and
yeah,
stuff. I'm like,
so that's super awkward, man. That's one thing that I've still have yet to get used to because they don't understand, and you're not actually like talking to another physical person. You're just holding up the camera, and you're holding up the camera and you're talking, and then people look at you like what's this guy talking about, or what's he doing, whatever, you know. And sometimes like you get excited and you're like, whatever, looking at something, and it may be like a chill meet, you know. So maybe the environment is like very chill, and you're just like trying to bring some hype to your video.
Your excitement level's at 1,000.
Yeah.
It's like, what's going on with this guy here?
Exactly. Things like that happen, but you just gotta get through it, man. Yeah. Like at the end of the day, who gives a fuck?
I've seen it like that before though. Like no matter what, people are always gonna talk, people are always gonna say anything.
Always.
And you can't even like, can't pay attention to that, because if it's like that, then you're never gonna get anywhere. But it's been pretty cool. What I try to do is like, I don't know, I try to have like my own ideas. So like, I'm addicted to like watching videos, and everyone is, you know. You sit down, you're at home, you're like, all right, just watching YouTube.
Yeah.
But like every time I'm trying to come up with an idea, I know if I watch something similar to what I want to do, like you end up being like that person, and you don't, you know what I mean? Like this podcast, for example, if I started watching like other people that do it, I would start doing things that they do. So like,
but it's not bad.
It's not, but I try to like hold myself back from watching it so I could be like
original.
Yeah, you could be your own person. Anyone could go and watch the main person that does it. You know, you wouldn't want to, like you have your, when I think about you, I think like this super like you were saying, excitement level 1,000, the guy that stops in the middle of the street, starts pouring a water bottle on his head. Like you don't see that from anyone else, and that's what people know you by. You know what I mean? It's all about like having your, not staple, but having your thing, you know?
Yeah, just, dude, main thing is just being yourself, dude. Like,
of course.
You know, that's with everything, and it sounds like super cliche, but it's just,
it's true though.
Just gotta be yourself. Sometimes I'm chill, sometimes I'm happy, hyper, whatever. Other people have their own personalities. Like, there's people that have huge followings that I've seen, and like, bro, they talk on the camera very chill and like, you know, and
but it's what people know them by.
But that's just who they are, and it's still dope.
Of course.
You know?
Because you're yourself.
Yeah. Everything works, man. Really.
And I was seeing that you had the gray vet. Is that a Z06?
Yeah.
Stock?
Yeah. 2002 C5 Z06.
It's my dream car right there.
Yeah?
Oh, dude.
Bro, you can drive it.
Like gray, like yours, or a black one? Oh.
Yeah.
You can so
definitely rip it as soon as I get it back. I'm doing heads, cam, and all the supporting mods, which are super expensive, but it's like things you have to do. Like once you're already in there, you gotta do the timing belt, the high flow oil pump.
Might as well.
Like all these things that it's like, man, I'm not gonna open the motor back up in 20,000 miles to do these things when it goes bad, you know.
You're already there.
Yeah, because the car's got 60,000 miles, so it's still fairly new. Like you don't have to do any of these things, but you're already there, and it's just, you got to do it.
So what do you plan on it being, like a full bolt-on build, or do you plan on going boosted in the future?
Just bolt-on. The plan for that car is that I really wanted to get into drifting, right?
Oh yeah?
Yeah, so I already put the angle kit on it.
No way.
Yeah, and it sits terrible. It's so ugly because the front wheels, the front wheels stick out like that much, and then the back wheels are in. And I was riding the other day, and some guy came up to me like, "Yo, why'd you put the back wheels in the front and the front wheels in the back?" I'm like, "Yeah, it looks like that. It looks." They call it like the crab. You know, it's like it's.
No, it's like this guy. I don't know if you know him. I think his name is Taylor. He has like the same competition build Corvette. He makes videos with like Adam LZ and stuff.
Okay.
He has badass, but he has like the same thing. It's like the crab.
Yeah,
big wheels in
it's
the
like
front,
the crab.
It's the angle kit.
It's the angle kit. Yeah. So that's that car. I mean, it's super fun. Like I'm actually daily driving that car because prices of cars are so high that I ended up selling my daily driver, which was a regular 4-door Jeep, and I started daily driving the Vet. And I was just like, people were like, "Oh, you're not gonna be able to do that for too long. Like, you're gonna get super tired." I don't know, man. It's been like 6 months, and I get in it, and getting in it, it's like, you know, it's like, boom, you land, and you're just like, all right, this is fucking awesome. Every time I start, it's just like, whoa, and it's sick. You enjoy every second of it.
Wow, it's gonna be badass. Like full drift build. You want to do like the brake and stuff, the e-brake?
I do want to get the e-brake. That's like the only thing I don't have yet. I want to get the hydro. But besides that, that's pretty much the only thing the car needs. And also I want to learn without the hydro. So I've talked to a few guys that are really good at drifting, and they're like, "Bro, try and learn with the car stock." I'm like, all right, well, I already have a bunch of shit done to it, so
it's kind of hard now.
Can't do that anymore, but stop where I'm at, you know, and try and learn as much as I can doing everything before getting the hydro. And I already have the angle kit, but because these Vets have terrible angle to begin with, so the angle kit, it's almost like needed even just to practice or start.
My dad has a 96.
Okay,
last year they made the C4, and he got his all original. He got it from the original owner of the old lady. And now it just sits there. You know how those cars are. They collect dust in the garage.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I drive it, you always have to, if you're doing like a U-turn, you have to whip it.
Yeah.
You won't be able to do a U-turn.
So fired up with those cars, right?
Oh, it's so easy. Like you just touch the gas pedal and it wants to do it. It's asking for it.
I know. That's my favorite part about it.
Yeah, it makes those 305s feel like it's, I don't know, like 205s.
Just
like super clean tires.
Bro, with the angle kit, like if you initiate that U-turn with it like this, you just like give it some gas and then turn the wheels back to straight, and it's just like
immediately
it's
sliding.
Such a sick feeling. Yeah.
Do you plan on going to like OSW to it and other drift events?
For sure. Orlando Speedway, definitely. I've been in like 3 events there, and I've never been able to make any of them. Like one time it was like weather held me up, flooding. The other time this, then I got invited again, and I was like, can I whip it? No, not yet. So I'm like almost there where I can finally go drift my car that I've been building for 6 months and haven't been able to do anything with it, but we're almost there.
I remember once they did like a drift event here at the Speedway, Homestead Speedway. That was like 4 years ago.
Yeah, they don't want to do that anymore at all, and it's because I guess the people that are racing, like actual racing, when they do the drifting, there's like way too much rubber, and they leave like a bunch of stuff on the track, so
messes up the track.
Messes up the track apparently. But we don't have anything like here in Miami, so if any of you guys are from Miami and have a suggestion where we could do some drifting, like legally, like set up a track, host an event, do something legally, that'd be badass.
Even across the street where they do the street racing made safe, the rallies that they do there.
That's by your house?
No, it's in front of like the Homestead Speedway.
Yeah.
Where the go-karts are.
Yeah.
They do like
no drifting there either.
They don't let you?
No, my boy runs the street racing made safe, and I was like, yo, can we drift there? And he's like, dude, same thing as the other spot. Like the go-karts, especially that are so much lighter and everything, don't want to, like, the track is so important and the condition of the track is so important, they don't want to be driving and like have a bunch of rubber all over.
I don't know. We'd have to find a spot, make like
gotta find a spot ASAP, bro.
That'd be so badass. And they'd bring a lot of money down here because there's a lot of people down in South Florida.
Drifting has grown so much.
A lot. And especially with all these like Adam LZ and all these big people doing it, that inspires a lot of people to start doing it. I remember one of my first cars, I had a Miata. And I had this Miata addiction. I was 14. I bought 3 of them.
What?
I built one, like fully built it, took apart the motor, took apart the trans. I remember my dad would come to the backyard and he'd be like, do you know what you're doing? I was like, yeah, whatever I don't know, YouTube does, so
yeah,
good.
Exactly.
And I remember we went to, there was like a development next to my house, and they had like this parking lot, fresh pavement.
Yeah.
I was like, man, we're going there. I grabbed my buddy and we started drifting. It was so much fun, but you know, you leave. This was in Mexico, by the way.
Development, still private property, you're good.
Yeah, we left and then came back to Florida, and we're chilling in my house, and this old lady just comes, knocks on my door, and I see her, like I was sitting in the backyard, and I see her at my door, and I'm like, what is she here for? My dad opens the door, and she just started screaming.
No way.
Like I was drifting in this, and she showed him the video, and I was like, I can't get out of it now.
Yeah.
And I was like 14. My dad, you know, he would usually tell me like, you can go around the neighborhood, but don't do anything stupid. This is where you live. But I was 14, so I just kind of did my own thing.
You gotta do it, bro. I mean, that's how you learn too, man.
Oh, dude, it was so much. I don't regret any of that. Like, it was so much fun.
Yeah.
And I don't know, when we were on the phone, I told you my first car was a 240.
You did, yeah.
That I got it off its original owner. Like, it was super mint.
That's so cool.
I traded it for a Fox body, and I remember I just turned 14 years old. I traded it for a Fox body. I remember the guy came to my house, and he's like, is your dad here? No, it's me. I'm the guy.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay. And whenever we traded for it, and we were driving in his car. It was a Fox body, 5-speed manual. And he's like, oh, you want to drive it? And I was like, yeah, sure. He sees me, I'm 14.
Yeah.
He's like, do you have a license? I was like, no, but I know how to drive. He's like, you know how to drive stick? I've never driven stick in my life.
No way.
And it had like a stage 3 clutch, like it had a full Coker swap.
Fake it till you make it.
It was a nice build. And I was just like, yeah, I know how to drive stick, whatever. Like, it was kind of rough, but I did it. I even surprised myself. I was like, damn.
Sick.
But yeah, I've been doing it ever since, just like you. I mean, I never went all the way to Alabama. That's some dedication.
Bro, I've driven pretty far to pick up a car. Yeah.
I think the farthest I've gotten was like Central Florida when I went to pick up the F-250.
Yeah.
And that was like a wow moment too. I had a Wrangler, a 5-speed Wrangler that I bought, and I had it for a while. It was a super fun car, all original.
Yeah.
It was a 4-cylinder, but
okay.
It didn't waste gas.
TJ?
YJ.
Okay.
And every time I get a car, it's not for sale, but someone offers me something cool or
that's how it goes, yeah.
So I'm just scrolling through Facebook Marketplace, and I text this guy. He had the F-250, and I was like, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Big ass truck. I texted him, I'm like, hey, would you be interested in this? Everyone said no. I texted a whole bunch of people. Everyone said no. I was like, who wants a YJ? You know?
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah. I was like, dude, no way. So we drove all the way up there, and keep in mind, this wasn't like a crazy truck or anything. It's still not. It's a lot of work, and it's super clapped. But
it looks dope.
I don't know, it was cool. So we switched it, and I drove that truck 4 hours all the way down here, and holy crap, I could not feel my back by the time I got back.
Yeah.
It was so bad. The shocks in the back weren't even connected.
Wow.
The bed was loose. It was rattling like crazy.
Part of the experience, right?
Yeah. 3 days later, I blew it up.
Yeah?
Yeah. Blew up the trans straight in half, bent the axle. And now, a couple months later, I'm finally, hopefully getting it done today. So
badass.
Yeah, after like 3 transmissions, 5 drive shafts.
Then you'll be able to drive it again?
Yeah. I'm not good at buying things. I just see it, I'm like, yeah, it'll fit. And I get to it, and I'm like, fuck, it won't fit.
You gotta do that research, man.
Yeah, you live and you learn, right?
For sure.
But it's cool. I plan on like doing a whole build series with that on the channel, and like having it as like my staple car, because I have the High Country now. It's just like I don't know, it's more like a daily driver, and
But it's beautiful. That High Country is badass.
I gotta show you later. I have like the Starlight headliner stuff that I did. But yeah, that truck, I've been posting videos about it, and I've gotten like good attention with it. Even with the way it looks, I'm like, damn, people like this.
I mean, that's how I would have it. I like things like, I feel like everyone likes it like this, but the OEM Plus style, like, you know, probably should have come from factory like that.
Oh,
like,
yeah, for sure.
Stock wheels, but lifted, bigger tires, just looks, me feel like now it looks all proportioned, you know?
Yeah, no, when I first did it, I remember I lifted it and I put the bigger tires and stuff. It was rubbing a little bit, but it wasn't that bad. And I looked at it and I was like, man, there's just something wrong with this. Like you look at it and it looked like, I don't know, it was like missing leg day or something. It was just, it was like, I don't know. So I got spacers for it and I was like, oh, badass. And I installed the spacers and that was the day of the, you know, the car show I did in Miami Beach Convention.
Okay.
I was like, all right, let's go. I went with her and we started going and I go to the first parking garage, hit the yellow cone. I'm like, fuck, I didn't think about this. Back out, and when I go to turn, I could not turn.
It would rub?
At all. I could do maybe a quarter turn.
No way.
It was so bad. I went home that night and I took off my fender and I started chopping it. And imagine my dad comes out and he sees me chopping
the brand new truck.
He's like, and I've had it for maybe a couple months. He's like, what are you doing? I was like, oh, I'm cutting it to make it better. He's like, he started freaking out. And then whatever, I ended up cutting it and I made it look good. He's like, okay. Yeah. But I got it able to turn and stuff and it's held up pretty good.
Nice,
I've driven
man.
it like 10,000 miles on those tires and they're still brand new.
It looks good. Yeah. Looks good for sure.
Yeah. And what are you daily driving now?
The Vet.
The Vet?
Yeah, C5 Corvette that I just, it wasn't intended to be a daily driver, you know, and the cam and everything I'm doing to it now is, it's like not daily driver friendly, but you gotta sacrifice, right?
You're in Miami, you can't be worried about that type of stuff.
Yeah, I don't know, I want a daily driver for sure, but cars right now are really expensive, so I don't know if I'm waiting to go for the cars to come down, or maybe I'm waiting for me to make more money, or one of the two, you know, because I really want a 911. And even though it'll be an old school 911, I plan to daily my old school 911. Like, yeah.
So last question. We're already finishing off the podcast, but where do you see yourself in the future? Where do you see yourself, you know, like 5 years from now? Do you plan on doing anything big or just?
Man, I'd love to be involved in some type of like track that does some drifting. I'd love to be involved also like more in the, not so much in the commercial automotive stuff, because like a lot of these brands like more of like the cookie cutter journalists, but definitely want to keep growing the following. And it's not just for the following, man. I want to keep having fun, you know, because I don't care if I have one person following me or if I don't have anybody following me, but ripping like first, second, third gear and like trying to catch grip, holding it sideways, nothing beats that. Like I would rather have that than, you know, 8 million followers and then just like, I don't know, you know.
You do boring stuff.
Yeah, do boring shit.
Yeah,
I just want to have fun, man. So definitely that. I'm also a commercial realtor, you know. So I sell commercial properties, and that's where I get a lot of my income from. So hopefully keep growing that, because that's kind of like what funds a lot of the car stuff too. So I think if I can keep growing that and just keep doing what I'm doing, which is I've been doing the same thing for like the past 5 years, which is just keep hustling, making some money on that side, making some money on the car things. I would also like to start getting into maybe like trying to do something with specialty cars, like cars that I know a lot about, but maybe other people don't know that much about, you know, and that are really special cars, and having a good time with them. Just thing with that is you got to be really careful with them, and I kind of like, you know, ragging shit out a bit. But
what do you mean, like working on them or just?
No, not working on them, just like involved with them as far as like maybe buying them, doing a couple things with them, maybe making some content and selling them. Like I've always bought and sold a lot of cars too. Probably had like over 80 cars.
Damn, I thought I had a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that there's some that I've kept for like a weekend, you know? Like when I was living in Tallahassee, I'd buy them up there, drive them down, and just because you're driving them to a bigger city, they're worth more. Because I was living in Tallahassee, I went to Florida State University, so it's a little town. And then in these little towns, you could find like 65 Mustangs for like $4,500, and then drive it down and make like 2,000. Yeah, make $2,000-3,000 and fuck it, you know.
See where you went up to Alabama now?
Yeah, Alabama, dude. I've been Georgia, North Carolina, Pennsylvania. I've bought cars literally all over the country.
That's where you do find them at, though. Like I've talked to a lot of people, and that's where they all go.
Yeah, everything is more expensive, like in bigger cities and in especially here in Miami. So just the fact that you can go somewhere else and bring them, it increases the value immediately.
Of course.
Yeah, I bought my C5 Z06 for 20 grand. and that car here in Miami is worth like 30.
You can make money off of that car now.
Yeah, so it's one of those that you gotta do your due diligence and know exactly what you're buying. But if you're buying it somewhere else, then you know,
You make it worth it.
like look at these guys, man. They own these cars, and these cars are all for sale. And obviously they make money off these cars, but you have to be knowledgeable, get good examples. Like I don't know, I love these cars. Like this thing is gated, you know, 6-speed.
These are all good examples.
Yeah, these are all amazing examples, and we just came from the other warehouse, so.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you guys a clip of everything by the time we're done.
Yeah.
But all right, we'll end it off here. I want to first of all thank ASG for letting us film
Yeah,
here.
man.
And
their handle is ASG Miami. Check them out. They got badass inventory for real.
Badass. Like,
Yeah.
this is stuff that you don't see every day.
No, you don't see this type of things every day, man. And these are things that like they're literally legendary. Like cars that are super special.
Oh no, yeah.
Yeah. So
But yeah, we'll end it off here. Thank you, Ricky, for
of course, man.
coming. Really
Yeah.
appreciate you, taking time out of your day for everything. And
Definitely, man. I enjoyed it 100%.
hope
Wish
to have
you
you-
much luck and anything you need, dude.
of course,
Now, anything you need, we'll make it happen.
yeah, of course. Hope to have you, back on here again once we're more set up and more official.
Yeah, make sure you like and subscribe the video so it's motivating for us
Yeah.
when we get a lot of likes, subscriptions. Really important. Just show your support.
You gotta share it,
Do it
put it out there.
for sure.
Alrighty, we'll end it off here.
Later.
Good. Oh, that's always the worst part.
What? The bye?
Yeah, the ending. It's like always so
Nah.
awkward.
That was perfect.
All right, I'm getting this video finished up. I forgot to mention one more thing. So I want to give like the whole new podcast series that I'm starting right now a new name. And I was thinking like the Trapcast. I'm working on the design now, so I'm guessing I'll show you in the next video. I'll put it up and you guys tell me what you think. But yeah, hopefully you guys liked the whole video. Comment anything that you think I missed out on or I should have done. And don't forget to let me know down in the comments who else you want to see on the podcast, because this is just the beginning and we're just getting started. We have a lot of stuff lined up and I'm very excited. I want to try to get this podcast stuff out on like a monthly basis, but we'll see how it all goes depending on the guest and who we can get on here. But yeah, thanks.